And here's a look at the Ward Brothers Construction highlights from the bronze medal match between number 3 seed Calgary and the number 1 seed StFX from Antigonish. And early going, just 2 minutes in, Temi Ogunjimi broke free for a try. Calgary off on the right foot. And talking of the right foot, Lisa Sandrin got the bounce off the post and in for the early convert as well. So it was 7-0 Calgary at that point. Sandrin all over the pitch, making several great plays all tournament long at the fullback position. Joanna Alfonso, 3-time All-Canadian, physical presence for StFX as this game started to turn at about the 15-minute mark as StFX started to make less mistakes, started to feel more confident. There's your player of the match, Jaylee Meyer, who had her fingerprints all over this game, as StFX just methodically started to take control of this contest. And finally, at the 21st minute, it was Sam Lake from Windsor, Nova Scotia, scoring the first try for the X-Women, and it was Danielle Fernada with the convert. So we were all square at 7s. And then a short time later, breaking through, Sarah Holrig, who didn't start in the first 2 games for StFX, but comes off the bench for a try, and the convert was made. So it was 14-7 at the break. There's Meyer with a stiff arm. Lots of big tackles by Temi Ogunjimi as well. She was the player of the match for the Dinos. Full marks to both those players. As we started the second half, again, Calgary had a chance to kick for a penalty right before the half, but chose not to. And so things were back and forth again. It felt like whoever could make the next play would take the momentum. And after several defensive stands by StFX on the Calgary pressure, it finally added up to a try at the 49-minute mark. Sandrin getting into the end zone. Just, again, a phenomenal tournament for Lisa Sandrin. Couldn't make the convert, though, from that extreme angle, so it was 14-12. And then later on, Myers with the wonderful kick, and it was Carly Walters picking it up for a try in the 58th minute mark, and that made it 19-12 at that point. At the 60-minute mark, Fernanda kicked a penalty, and that made it 22-12 for StFX. And again, at the end of the day, just the little things adding up, and StFX executing better, especially down the stretch. They controlled the territory and the possession, and Calgary didn't really have a chance to get back into the game and tie things up. As we look at a nice run from Fernanda. An impressive tournament for her, a first-year player from Grand Prairie, Alberta. And yes, there were some knocks taken from both sides. There's the final penalty kick of the game. That put it out of touch. And the St. Francis Xavier X-Women, in a hard-fought matchup, win the bronze medal with a 22-12 victory over the Calgary Dinos.